oh, that reminds me, since you're talking about her, I should call her soon. Like, I haven't talked to her in a while. Going back to these kind of polite, softened phrases when you don't want to disappoint someone, you can use this next phrase to say that you've changed your mind. You can say, on second thought.
On second thoughts.
On second thought.
On second thought.
So someone might say, oh, let's go out to dinner tonight. And you might say, yeah, that's a great idea. And you might say, oh, on second thought, I actually have a really early meeting tomorrow, so I don't want to be out very late, maybe a different time. So this just means, you didn't consider something at the beginning, and now that you're considering it, you're having a second thought, or you're changing your mind. And of course, it's not rude to change your mind, but you want to just give the person a heads up about why. A really good phrase that we use kind of to conclude our conversations or to kind of sum things up is to say, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day?
At the end of the day.
Someone might say, yeah, like I really want to go out with my friends, but at the end of the day, it's really important that I spend time with my family. Or at the end of the day, my kids are all that matter. So this is just saying, like, in summary, or like, here's the big thought when everything is considered. At the end of the day. So we're not talking literally at the end of the day, but we're just talking at the end of the conversation, or, all of the things that matter. This is the most important. If you want to show that you're neutral, or you're flexible about something, you can say, I could go either way.
Could go either way.
I could go either way.
Someone might say, do you want to get Chinese or do you want to get Italian food tonight? You might say, I could go either way. This means I like both. I'm agreeable. I'm flexible on either option. Another phrase that we use to mean this exact thing is we say, I'm fine with whatever. This just means you don't have a strong opinion. I'm fine with whatever food tonight. This means you make the decision, I'll be happy either way. I could go either way. These phrases are super useful if you just want to be agreeable and you don't really care. If you're in a debate with someone, or again, you're trying to make a decision, a really good phrase that you can use is, that's a fair point.
Okay, that's a fair point.
That's a fair point.
That's a fair point.
That's a fair point. So you're saying it's very reasonable to say that, or that makes a lot of sense. Someone might be arguing against you, but you want to say that is reasonable. And maybe you have another argument against what they're saying, even though what they're saying is reasonable. You might say, that's a fair point, but, and then you say why it might not work. Another common way that we use this phrase is, that's a fair point. I hadn't thought about that. So you're just kind of complimenting what they're saying or their reasoning here. And finally, the last phrase of today's lesson is, I'll sleep on it.
Okay, I'll sleep on it. All right.
This is when you need to have more time to make a decision. And you might say, when you sleep on a decision, this means like when you take a night to think about something and you wake up in the morning, your decision is more clear after just spending some time thinking about it.